Wait, hold on a second. Did we just watch the Boston Celtics hoist the Larry O'Brien trophy? Did we celebrate their dominant run, their incredible chemistry, the seemingly perfect roster construction? Yes, we did. So, why are we already talking about trading away key pieces? Is this some kind of twisted joke? The confetti hasn't even been fully swept up, and reports are swirling about significant changes coming to the defending champions. And the name at the center of the most likely trade scenario? None other than Jrue Holiday. This isn't just chatter. This is a concrete projection based on the harsh realities of the NBA's financial landscape. Get ready, because the business side of basketball is about to hit the Celtics hard, and it could mean saying goodbye to a fan favorite and crucial championship contributor. Let's take a deep breath and acknowledge the incredible achievement we just witnessed. The Boston Celtics were, without question, the best team in the NBA last season. They were deep, talented, and played with a cohesion that was a joy to watch. But as quickly as the cheers fade, the cold, hard numbers of the salary cap and the new collective bargaining agreement come into sharp focus. This isn't just an off-season for the Celtics. It's the off-season. The decisions made in the coming weeks and months will have ripple effects that could shape the trajectory of this franchise for the next half-decade. General Manager Brad Stevens and the front office are facing monumental choices. Which players are essential? Which are expendable? How aggressively can they pursue another championship next season while navigating crippling luxury tax penalties? The new CBA is designed to penalize high-spending teams severely, and the Celtics, with their star-laden roster, are squarely in the crosshairs. It's a brutal reality check after a season of triumph. Amidst this financial storm, one name is reportedly emerging as the most likely candidate to be moved: Jrue Holiday. Now, I know that might sting for Celtics fans. Holiday was a vital part of their championship run, providing elite perimeter defense, timely scoring, and veteran leadership. He's a winner, a competitor, and a player who instantly made the Celtics better. So why him? According to reports and analysis, several factors make him the most probable trade piece in a cost-cutting move. Firstly, his age. Jrue is set to turn 35 soon, and while he's still playing at a high level, the report mentions clear signs of decline. This isn't to say he's washed up. Far from it. But teams are always wary of long-term commitments to players entering the twilight of their careers, especially when those commitments are financially significant. And significant they are. Holiday has 3 years remaining on his contract, and he's due to earn $32.4 million next season. That's a hefty figure for a team desperately trying to reduce its luxury tax bill. Moving Holiday isn't about his lack of value. It's about the intersection of his age, his contract, and the team's dire financial situation. The ideal scenario for Boston is to shed his salary, gain flexibility, and potentially acquire assets, all without making the team significantly worse on the court. A tall order, but one they reportedly have to explore. So, if Jrue Holiday is the most likely to go, where could he land? And what would the Celtics get back? A projected trade scenario has surfaced that aims to achieve exactly that ideal scenario for Boston. This projected deal sends Jrue Holiday to an Eastern Conference rival, the Atlanta Hawks, in exchange for a package designed to be a home run for the Celtics' financial situation and future flexibility. In this proposed trade, the Boston Celtics would receive Terrence Mann, George Niang, and Kobe Bufkin from the Hawks, along with protected first-round draft pick. In return, the Atlanta Hawks would acquire Jrue Holiday. On the surface, losing Holiday might seem like a significant blow, but the financial implications for Boston are massive. This trade is projected to save the Celtics $4.2 million in salary cap space for the 2025-26 season alone, but the real savings come in the luxury tax. Shedding Holiday's salary would dramatically reduce the crippling tax penalties they face, potentially saving them tens of millions of dollars. This deal is less about acquiring immediate, equivalent talent, and more about navigating the brutal financial landscape imposed by the new CBA. Let's break down what the Celtics will be getting back in this projected deal. From the Atlanta Hawks, they acquire 3 players and a draft pick. Terrence Mann is a solid, versatile guard known for his perimeter defense and ability to contribute in multiple ways off the bench. He's a reliable rotation player who fits the Celtics' defensive identity. George Niang is a stretch four who can provide some floor spacing and three-point shooting, albeit inconsistently at times. His potential role becomes even more interesting if the Celtics also decide to trade Sam Hauser, as Nyang could potentially step into a similar spot in the rotation. Neither Mann nor Nyang are all-stars, and they don't replicate Jrue Holiday's unique two-way impact, but they are solid, professional players who can contribute depth, especially during the regular season grind. Then there's Kobe Buffkin. He was the 15th overall pick in the most recent draft, but hasn't shown much in the NBA yet. However, at just 20 years old, he represents a young asset with potential, or perhaps more importantly, a piece that the Celtics could potentially use in a future trade to acquire another needed asset. Finally, the protected first-round pick provides valuable draft capital, adding another future asset to the Celtics cupboard. While the on-court impact of Mann and Nyang might not fully replace Holiday's, the combined package of depth, a young asset, a future pick, and immense financial savings makes this projected deal incredibly appealing from a team-building and financial perspective. Now, let's look at this from the Atlanta Hawks' perspective. Why would they do this? Simple. They get a proven championship-level veteran leader in Jrue Holiday. Atlanta has been trying to find the right pieces around Trae Young, and Holiday represents a perfect fit. He's an elite defender who can take on the toughest perimeter assignments, working alongside a player like Dyson Daniels to form a formidable defensive backcourt. This would significantly ease the defensive burden on Trae Young, allowing him to focus more on his offensive strengths. Holiday also brings valuable playoff experience and a calming veteran presence to a relatively young Hawks team. He's a high-character player who can help instill a winning culture. Furthermore, in this specific projected trade, the Hawks aren't giving up any of their core young prospects, outside of Buffkin, who hasn't established himself, or significant draft capital beyond the protected first. This allows them to acquire a high-impact veteran while still retaining assets for potential future moves, whether that involves building around Young or exploring other avenues. For Atlanta, this is a move that immediately makes them better and more competitive in the Eastern Conference, addressing a key need for defense and veteran leadership in their backcourt. So, the whispers are growing louder. Despite winning the championship, the Boston Celtics are reportedly facing immense financial pressure that makes trading Jrue Holiday the most likely scenario for a cost-cutting move this offseason. This projected trade with the Atlanta Hawks, involving Terrence Mann, George Niang, Kobe Buffkin, and a protected first-round pick for Holiday, appears to be the kind of deal that addresses Boston's financial woes while bringing back solid depth and future assets. It's a stark reminder that even at the pinnacle of success, the business side of the NBA is relentless. If a similar deal is available on the market, reports suggest the Celtics shouldn't hesitate. It will be absolutely fascinating to see how Brad Stevens navigates this challenging offseason and what moves he ultimately makes. All right, Celtics fan, Hawks fans, NBA fans everywhere. What is your reaction to this projected trade scenario? Does the idea of trading Jrue Holiday so soon after winning the championship make you angry? Or do you understand the financial necessity? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Your opinions are what make this community great. So don't be shy. And hey, if you found this breakdown informative and want to stay ahead of all the major NBA offseason news and rumors, do me a huge favor. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel right now. We're just getting started, and you won't want to miss what's coming next.